we go. So when I was sitting on the step, he started kissing me, and like I told you, like all awkward situations, I don't know what to do. So I just froze. I just like sat there and froze. And what happened next was what made me like unfreeze. He put his hand under my shirt and started touching me in, those areas. And that's when I pushed him and I tried to get away from him, but I couldn't. So I'm trying to get away and he's pulling up my shirt and trying to take it off and I'm pulling it back down. Trying to get away from him. And then as I was pulling my shirt down, he went for my pants and tried to unbutton them. So I used one hand to keep my shirt down and one hand to stop him from unbuttoning my pants. And I kept telling him to stop, and I told him stop, and I said his name, and I don't know why it wasn't going through his mind. So the whole time, it was just back and forth. Him trying to take my shirt off, and me resisting, him trying to unbutton my pants, me trying to hold it up. And I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, I kept saying stop, and I don't know why. I could have screamed, I could have yelled, but I didn't. The whole time, I kept looking down the stairs, and I'm just like, please, someone can save me, please, God, like, you can't leave me here by myself. And I was just hoping somebody would walk into the room and see, or someone would come and be like, hey, are you okay? Or, hey, what's going up there? But nobody came in, and I don't know, it was just really hard, I just kept hoping and praying somebody would come in, and I kept wondering where my friends were at. Like, why didn't they come? And when I was sitting on the step, the square, I started scooting back, and I started scooting back away from him. I was trying to, like, scoot back enough so that I could stand up. I don't know. It was just like he was right in front of me, and I couldn't even stand up, so I had to scoot back to get enough space to even get up without him pushing me back down. So I scooted back, and the more I scooted, the more he came forward, and it was to the point where my back hit the wall, and I couldn't even, like, I tried to scoot back up the wall, but that didn't even work because, I don't know, the next part, I don't know. I don't even know if he was, like, on drugs or something, but I swear I thought he was possessed by a demon because I scooted back to the point where my back hit the wall, and when I looked at him, I don't know, it reminded me of the scene from The Grudge when she's, like, crawling down the stairs, only it was a lot faster. He basically did what she did, but, like, crawled really fast and, like, crawled right in between my legs, and then I was just like, what the hell, like, I can't even get up. And when he did that, after that, that's when he yanked my shorts off, and while he was, like, pulling it off, I was using my hand to push his face and his head away from me. But I couldn't stop him. I was trying to keep my pants up. He yanked it off, and then next thing I knew, he, not trying to sound vulgar about it, because what I was going to say next was literally, it just sounds so dirty. So after he took my pants off, he proceeded to penetrate me. When he did that, I honestly kind of, like, my body just felt numb. It was like my body gave up on me. And while I'm laying there, he's a lot bigger than me, he's a lot taller than me, he's a lot stronger than me, so there was no way I could even push him off of me. So I kept telling him to stop. At this point, I'm just like, stop, stop, and then I said his name, please stop, and he didn't. Then, after, like, a couple, it wasn't even a minute, it was probably, like, 20 seconds, he looked up the stairs, and he stopped. He pulled out, and then I pulled my pants back up, and I just looked at him, and I asked him, I was like, what the hell are you doing? You didn't, like, I was like, didn't you hear me tell you to stop? And he said, and then this This is exactly what he said. He said he doesn't mean anything by it. He doesn't mean to hurt me. He's just trying to have fun on his birthday. Then he grabbed me and he's like, let's just go to sleep. So he laid down and then he pulled me on top of his chest, and I waited a little bit until I was sure that he fell asleep. And so it was a couple minutes. And I stood up, I went down the stairs, and I sat in the living room. And I sat next to my friends who like were passed out, and I put my arms and my head on my knees and literally sat in the fetal position, and that was the end of that night. It was really rough. So the next morning, I went to my car and then I texted my friends, and I left before anybody else woke up. I went to AP's house and then I told her what happened the night before, and it took me a while to like even spit the words out. I told her I basically got raped, and she didn't react to it, you know, in the way that I pictured somebody would react if their friend told them, hey, I got raped last night. So then I was just like, you know, is it not a big deal then? Then she told me, oh, just, you know, you should text him and, you know, play it cool. See if he knows what happened last night. So then I messaged him. I listened to her and I messaged him. I asked him, did he know what he did to me last night? He said no. And I said, well, you basically took advantage of me. And then he said, you sounded like you enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it one bit. And I told him I didn't. I kept telling you to stop. Did you not hear me? And he's like, I didn't hear you. Did I pull out in time? And I said, I think so, but I'm not sure. And I told him, I was like, you know, you penetrated me and then you just stopped. So I don't know. I don't know if you like I don't know how to make it sound not so dirty, but I don't know if he was finished. There you go. If he was finished. But he, you know, I told him that you just stopped and, you know, you took out your penis, and then he's like, oh, well, I probably wasn't even there yet or something. I'm trying to talk about it, but not make it sound so dirty, but it's really hard. And oh, then he just told me, oh, you know, it was all just for fun. You know, you shouldn't take it so seriously. And you didn't apologize. You didn't even like ask me if I was okay, or, you know, all he told me was that not to take it so seriously, that it was all for fun. He's just so ignorant. And then AP later, at a later time, she told me that she thought I was over exaggerating. That's why she told me to play it cool. I guess she didn't want it to be a repeat of freshman year, but this literally was a repeat of freshman year. Like, she was scared that people would call me crazy and, like, I guess not believe the full story or even try to figure out the full story. But by doing that, it's a repeat of freshman year because I wasn't able to tell people what happened. And my best friend at the time, both incidences, didn't believe me completely or thought I was over exaggerating, and I wasn't. So like I said, it was just like I should have seen it coming because this is exactly what happened my freshman year. And I don't know, at the time I needed someone I trusted to tell me what to do because my mind couldn't wrap around and couldn't process what happened properly, at least, because I've never been raped before. So I didn't know what to call. Like, I knew it was rape, but I was not quite there yet in calling it rape and saying rape. And I don't know, I couldn't put a label on it. And I was just confused. And that's why I went to my best friend at the time's house. I wanted her to tell me what to do. And honestly, I didn't know it back then, but recently, and ever since I've been thinking about the story, I realized that this friend I trusted so much gave me the worst advice in the whole world. Um, she should have been surprised when I told her what happened. She should have not thought, oh, my friend's over exaggerating. She should have believed what I said and tell me that what happened there, I got raped. And she should have told me to call the police. But she didn't. She just thought I overreacted or over exaggerated, just like freshman year. After this incident, I just try to stay away from him. So yeah, that was the summer of my sophomore year before I started junior year. That was the time that I got raped. And yeah, so again, I know I keep saying it, and I don't know, there's not enough words in the world to say how grateful and thankful I am for those who are following along with my story. And it's almost finished, and I hope that by the time I'm done with it, I can put it all behind me and move on. So far, it seems like it's going in a good direction. I'm, being able to cope with it now. And thanks for following along with my story, and thank you for giving me the support and help I needed. I really wish I could have, known you guys back in the day, because I'm sure back in the day you guys would be the ones to help me and to tell me what to do, the right way. And anyway, the story will be continued, so keep watching, I guess. All right. Okay. Bye, guys.